Hey, welcome to day 2 of Bahamas with Bob. We're at the Island House Invitational Triathlon. We are sponsored by Island House, Cervelo, Gatorade Endurance. Our official charity is More Than Sport. You can watch us on Babbeville.com and Babbeville Radio. Our next guest, Stanford, Aaron Royle. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, really good, thank you. Really well.
Awesome. Well, let's talk a little bit about what's going on. You've got an Achilles issue, so you're not able to race.
No, unfortunately not. Got some scan results just this Saturday gone. My Achilles pulled up pretty sore after a session earlier in the week, and the scan results came back with a small tear. So unfortunately, the UK, my medical team back in the UK have advised me not to race, and I have to really take that advice and put my feet up. So pretty disappointed, but I'm here in the Bahamas.
You're here in the Bahamas, and you've had a really, really great season. You got to go to Rio, and I remember last year you were drinking a little champagne after making the Olympic team in Chicago.
Yeah.
Was a little bit of a whirlwind after that when you make the Olympic team and just getting ready for the games?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's something that you work towards for so long, and then when you finally do it, it's pretty awesome. It meant that it was quite a long build-up though, because obviously we qualified back in September, so we had 11-month build-up to the games, which was pretty long. So I think we were all very grateful when it finally came round and we could finally stand on that start line and get racing. And it was a fantastic experience, to go to an Olympic Games and to represent Great Britain, something that I've always wanted to do. So how
fun is that? So Aaron, you were there. You're in Rio, ninth at, was that your first Olympics?
Yeah, first Olympics. I was, London I just sort of missed out, and I guess I got to see a few people that I raced against and trained with go into London, and that sort of was a big motivating factor for me over the last 4 years to get myself to the start line for Rio.
What's always interesting is when you're training with people and they make the Olympic team or they make the podium at a race, and you're going, well, wait a second, I know I've hurt them when we're training, and what the heck, they made the Olympic team and I didn't. What's going on here?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the difference between the quality in athletes at the top end of the field is so minor that on any given day, the 4th, 5th, 6th best person in the country is probably good enough to actually represent that country at the Olympics as well. And back in 2012, I got to witness firsthand training with Brendan Sexton, actually one of the Australians who raced there. He was training for the Olympics, and I was his training partner, or his whipping boy, he'd like to call it. And so, I got to experience that firsthand, and back then that's sort of what motivated me to drive and get myself onto the team this year.
So as a couple, how do you balance when somebody all of a sudden Nan's got a torn Achilles and can't race, and you're all pumped up to race? How do you guys balance that when one's, everything's going great in my world, what's going on with you?
I think we're quite lucky in the fact that we both understand what it's like to be in the alternative position, and I'm here now and I'm able to support Aaron and run errands for Aaron.
Little massage. Be a domestique, do a massage.
Yeah, exactly. So it's great that I can still, be supportive and be here to help him out. And I'm sure if it was the other way around,
I like the look.
Well, and I guess we were saying before that I finished 9th at the Olympics, no one was 4th, so I guess that's an average of 6.5. So I'm going to take my position as 6.5 at the Olympics. I bring mine down a little bit, so we can sort of feed off each other's results.
I was 6.5. I was 6.5.
He was bumping me up, but that's all right.
So now that experience, you go to the Olympics, you have a phenomenal race. It's going to come down to you and your best buddy, Vicky, to get the bronze medal. Take us through that last mile or so, and how hard was that? I mean, it's first of all, you're on the world's biggest stage.
Yeah.
And obviously, you want to be on the podium, right? So.
Oh, absolutely. I went to Rio, and the only reason I went there was to come away with a medal. And it only sort of dawned on me when we hit the last lap, which is 2.5K to go, that okay, actually this is going to come down to me and Vicky. And
wasn't easy to watch.
Oh, I bet for you, Aaron. It's like you can't just go, way to go down, Vicky. Sorry.
And it was funny. Sorry to.
Yeah, no, you're
good. I was actually watching with Gwen's partner Pat, and Vicky's partner Reese at the same time. So
wait, so all the boyfriends, all the husbands, and
Nicola, for those top 4, we're all there watching, and it was quite nerve-wracking between all 3 of us. We're both friends amongst all 3, and I know those 3 are friends as well. So it's quite a unique situation, but it was nerve-wracking for us. I don't I actually
I
don't
think
really
it's probably
know.
more nerve-wracking to watch when you're
Yeah.
in the moment in the race.
You're just racing.
It's business, isn't it? And you're doing what you have to do. And I was trying to work out, how am I going to win this medal? And at one point I thought I had her. But then as we approached in the blue carpet, I looked round and I was like, she's still there. And I know Vicky.
She was sitting there on you.
I know Vicky can sprint. There's actually footage of us at the under-20 national championships as kids racing the 1500 metre on the track.
No way.
And she outsprints me there. So we have...
Wait, what year was that?
Oh gosh, it was probably 2004, 2005, so a very long time ago now. But yeah, so she has form of outsprinting me. So I guess history repeated. I'm gonna have to make sure history doesn't repeat again. I guess go home and work on my sprint.
And if somebody's gonna get a medal, why not be your training partner and best buddy?
Yeah, absolutely. It's we've trained all year together, and and for longer. And the aim was for at least one of the GB girls to come home with a medal.
Yeah.
And we achieved that aim. I would loved for it to have been me, but at the same time, it was Vicky who got the medal, and I'm absolutely delighted for her. And at least our household can boast one Olympic medal.
You got one in there.
We got
well,
one.
it was really fun too, watching you guys in Chicago, because it was almost like, okay, let's keep pushing, just make sure it comes down. Right now, we're both on the podium.
Yeah.
And if we're on the podium, we're going to the Olympics, and it doesn't really matter who's getting second, who's getting third.
Yeah.
That would have been a better situation to be in.
Absolutely, it would have been a better, but then Nicola came back and ruined that party. So
Yeah, but if
and that's great. That's racing, and
Yes.
that's how sport plays out.
and if you're going to have an Achilles issue, it's good that it's now, not back in
Absolutely.
September and keeping you from going to the games.
Absolutely, that's how I have to look at it. I'd have been devastated if this was the situation
Yeah.
I was in 2 months ago, and although I'd have absolutely loved to have raced here because it's such an exciting
Yeah.
race, an exciting format, I'd love to have been a part of it. It isn't the Olympics, and I have to at least be grateful for that.
So I got to ask you, nickname is Bugs.
Uh-huh.
Where the heck does that come from? Because I know all the Aussies. It's like it's Welchie,
Yeah.
it's Jimmy, it's all these different things. Where did Bugs come from?
Well, it sort of started a real long time ago when I was young. My mum used to call me Bugalugs, which is, I guess, a term of endearment.
Yes.
Some kids get it. And my coach, Jamie Turner, called my house phone one time when I was about 11, 12. And he was speaking to my mum. And
Yeah.
my mum goes, "Oh, I guess you want to speak to Bugalugs." And Jamie's like, "Bugalugs?" And then I got on the phone and he goes, "Oh, hey, Bugs." And then from then on, since I was about 11 or 12, so I'm now 26, the last 15 years it stuck. And I've actually got a little tattoo of a bug on the,
Do you
on the side
really?
here, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, so,
Do you call him Bugs or you call him Aaron?
I
She
call
doesn't,
him Aaron,
no.
yeah, and he actually, if I call him Bugs, he likes it, but I don't like. I like
Yeah,
calling
you rather
him
call him Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to
Well,
know.
I
My boyfriend's name is Bugs. That's
Yeah,
it.
it's a bit weird.
I look
It's
at
weird.
it a bit weird because I don't hear it often. I'm like, you just called me Bugs. Yeah.
She forgets every once in a
Yeah.
while. So, Aaron, here you're racing, other ITU folks.
Yeah.
You're racing 70.3 champions.
Yeah.
You're racing Ironman champions. What are you looking forward to about this? Because it is a unique format, right? There's some time trial, and then
Yeah.
you're non-drafting on Sunday.
Yeah. I guess that you're looking forward to the whole weekend.
Yes.
I guess everyone across the board is a little bit not clueless, but they're not exactly sure how they're going to go
Right.
because it's such a different format. And that's what I'm excited about. Tomorrow I'm going in there and I'm like, normally when you go into a race, you know where you normally are, where you
Right.
sit, how fit you are, where you should sort of be. Tomorrow I've got no idea.
Yeah.
And to race guys like Kinley, Tim Reed, who I've raced Tim Reed before, but I've never raced Kinley
Yes.
and those top Ironman guys. It's quite exciting to actually challenge myself against them and against what their strengths are. And, I play to my strengths as well and sort of compare against those type of guys. I'm generally really excited to race.
So in Australia, in Rio, when usually you guys get on the front line for the swim, they do it by where you stand in the world. But at the Olympics, it was totally different, right?
Yeah.
And how do you think that changed the race?
Well, I think, because normally, I guess, you're ranked for normal ITU races. So one side is normally
All
heavy.
the really good
Yeah,
swimmers.
The good guys are normally one side. And I think that side gets out quite well. And then the other guys are fighting just to get across. But it sort of spread out the whole field in the swim. And it just meant that come the first buoy, the good swimmers, regardless of where you started, were at the front end of the field. And then sort of filtered back on your level in the swimming ability. So it actually spread out the field a lot more, I think, in the guys' field anyway. The girls might have been a little bit different, but on the guys, if you look at the front group, I think there was about 10 of us in that front group.
Yes.
Probably on paper are the 10 quickest swimmers in the race, where sometimes,
somebody sneaks in there, they sit on the feet.
Get on the feet, so it's sort of a good way that it spread out the field a little bit in Rio.
So getting a ninth at your first ever Olympics, top 10, I mean, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we're as elite athletes, and not just just athletes, all professional people in all walks of life. I guess they always want a little bit more, don't they? And so I had that feeling when I crossed the line that ninth was great. It's my first Olympics, top 10 in the world, and I had nothing left. I gave everything I had on the day, and for that I have to be proud of it, the effort. But a little part of your brain goes, wouldn't it be nice just if I had a little bit better run legs on the day, ran to where I believe that on my best day I can run, and but I guess that's what keeps you hungry and what keeps me going now, and what makes me look for the next 4 years.
So Nan, is the goal 2020 now with Tokyo, or do you start mixing in some 70.3s, and what do you think?
Yeah, I think it has to be. You can't bow out on a fourth.
No.
Some people say it's the worst place to finish at an Olympic Games, so now I want to go to Tokyo and hopefully,
medal.
Redeem myself. Yeah, put that right.
And if you're going to be on the podium, you don't want to be looking up at anybody.
Exactly.
You might as well be on the top.
Well, of course, yeah. The aim is to go to make it through to Tokyo. I might mix it up over the next couple of years, do a few different things. Looking at maybe trying to qualify for the 10K at the Commonwealth Games.
Really?
2018.
Nice.
So just mix things up a bit, keep it fresh, and do some different things for sure.
So Bugs, how about you?
I definitely have more of a goal or desire to do some more longer races.
Yeah.
But 2020 is still the aim, the Olympics. But over next year, as early as middle of the year next year, I want to do my first 70.3.
Love it.
Ironman, well, God, it excites me, but it scares the hell out of me at the same time.
You can't race as much, and racing's the fun part.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, so I definitely mix it up with some 70.3s, and then maybe after 2020, I'll be 30 by then, and probably might be a good age then to start.
What the heck? Love it.
Throw my arm at an Ironman.
Thanks, you guys, for taking some time.
No,
I'm bummed about it, but you know what? You can sit with one of those drinks with an umbrella and watch him and sort of cheer a little bit, and then go back inside and have brekkie.
Maybe I've got the good deal, really.
I think you have a great deal. You're in the Bahamas, and you don't have to do anything.
Exactly, yeah.
Love that.
This is the life.
Nan and Aaron have been our guests. We are at Bahamas with Bob at the Island House Invitational Triathlon. Hold on, everyone. We will be right back.